This brings us to this Welsh Government and their issue on nursery schools.
Exactly. So Labour did this big campaign during the election saying, we're going to introduce these free places for nursery classes. And it was a big thing, and it was going to get kids to school earlier. We know there's a problem with Welsh education. There's some really good points there. The problem is that they haven't funded it well enough. And with EU funding being pulled as well in the next couple of years, there's some real issues here. So there was a survey done of nurseries within Wales, and over half of the nurseries said, we don't think we're going to be able to participate in this because the money that Labour are offering us won't actually cover the cost of the childcare. And so you have a situation where a flagship programme that Welsh Labour planned to bring in.
And it is a flagship programme, isn't it? I wonder about the kids, you know. I mean, it's all about getting them to school and getting them earlier to school. And, you know, what the kids are going to say, I don't want to go earlier.
Well, I don't think there's a problem with it. Nursery, I think, plays a big role, and nursery actually is very beneficial about getting parents back into work if they want to, etc. But the cost of private nursery, I was looking at this, David, being someone who doesn't have children, but my partner has children. We were talking about nursery the other day. £45 a day or something, or £65 a day to put them in nursery. And it's like no one can afford that. So this programme was really important, but Labour have underfunded it.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to be broken promises because traditionally at election time we've had these big promises.
Well, we know an awful lot about promises made, having been out there on the trail making
politicians
those promises.
making promises?
Surely not.
No, but there is a real issue here. When you have numerous big policy announcements just before elections or promises during elections,
coming. That's what they do. That's what they do, isn't it?
But then nothing ever happens. Prime example is the new hospital for the Gwent region, for the Iron Bevan Health Board region. That was promised something like 9 or 11 years ago. At the moment, it is still just a field with a fence round it that hasn't broken ground.
Don't get me started. No. I mean, Aston Martin, they took a big picture in front of put a fancy car in front of a empty hangar with an aircraft in it and said, that they've now taken possession of the actual grounds.
But they always re-announce things, don't they?
Oh, they re-announce all the time. But they have to re-announce because they have nothing better to do.
Well, they have to announce just before the election because people will forget otherwise. This is a craven attempt to actually bring in a few votes before.
Of course it does.
Double counting of jobs created.
I could go on it.
Guys, we got to go to break here, and when we return, look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's just 45's son-in-law and his wife. Nepotism is actually a real and important thing. Also, would 45 launch a nuclear strike against North Korea? I mean, he just sent 59 cruise missiles last night. All to divert us from his Twitter and Russia troubles? We'll connect these dots and more when the three muckbreakers return. Stay right here.